Hassan has been banned from the UK, and I know this might be a day or two old. I wanted to give my thoughts on this because, yay, I really did, because I thought it was really funny. So let's start watching Hassan talk about this. I'll play the entire clip, and yeah, I'll give my thoughts straight after it.
YouTube pundit Cenk Uygur banned from entering the UK. Yeah, it's okay. Well, I didn't want to talk about it, but my visa has also been revoked. We just found out. So yes, I will not be going as it stands currently. I don't believe that I'll be able to go to the United Kingdom this upcoming week. I don't know who to reach out for this. I was supposed to do something with Yanis Varoufakis, do something with Zach Polanski, do something with Jeremy Corbyn, do something at the Oxford Union. And now the Labour government has revoked our visas. Go to Ireland. Okay, guys, it's not about fucking being in the vicinity of the UK. I was supposed to do shit in the UK. Yeah. A sad state of affairs where obviously the interests of Israel take the highest priority. And it's sneak into the UK. No, you can't do that. That's not a thing. Yep. Nick Shirley can go, though, of course, because Nick Shirley is a dog for the fascist state. That fascism is here, right? Like the administration trying to deploy subpoenas against political dissidents in the United States of America, or the UK that's like completely captive to the interests of pro-Israel advocacy organizations. Like they are moving in a way, and this is the liberal government, right? The Labor government is supposed to be the liberal government doing this, and the American government is the right-wing government doing it. Like we are in the 1930s era where I think that the administrations in both the UK and the United States of America, regardless of like their supposed ideological differences, are absolutely moving as a uniparty, and things are going to get even worse from here on out. Straight up fucking fascism. That's it. Israel is a fascist country, and it gets to enforce its bidding upon other countries. And in an effort to abide by the wishes of a foreign country like Israel, the Western liberal democracies that are supposed to protect and preserve speech, even if they don't have a First Amendment like we do here in the United States of America, they're supposed to have reason, like good reason. This is not one of them, right? This is not one of them. Being critical of Israel while effectively combating anti-Semitism is not a good enough reason to bar someone entry into the country. Ironically enough, one of my famous speeches that I delivered was at Oxford Union, which is what I was supposed to attend once again, where I warned the Western governments, and I warned those who were worried about anti-Semitism that this dangerous association between anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism, this conflation between Judaism and Zionism, was going to create an environment where anti-Semitism would manifest.
Hassan doesn't believe in free speech at all. He only believes it when it's all about him. Remember when he was really giddy about his message to Dan Clancy when Destiny was unbanned? That little smirk on his face when he found out that his crush had just said to Yes going out with him. But yeah, if anyone else got banned, then Hassan wouldn't do anything about it, and he would just have a party. So when he talks about how his freedom of speech has been taken away, then he just doesn't care. As long as it works for him, he doesn't care about anyone else's. Part of me really hoped he would have gone to the UK, and when he got to the border, then he would have found out when he got to be sent home. I think that this is a rare win for the Labour government. Now that I know that people are going to say that the UK is banning free speech, and let me say that it's really not. They are looking into his actions and what he has said and what he has done. Part of me really hoped he would have got to the UK and then he would have found out that he was banned and then just sent away. And by the sounds of it, he sounds like he's down, like he's just been told no, and he's not used to it, so he doesn't know how to handle his feelings. And generally, part of me does wish that he would have tried to have snuck into the UK just so that they would have arrested him. That would have been the icing on the cake for me. I generally would have absolutely loved it. Everything that he has said in that video feels to me like it's a tactic. We've seen him do this when things don't go the way that he wants or that someone disagrees with him. Then he will generally lie or try to put things together to make it sound like they are the bad person. It's always lies with Hassan, so he'll always do that. Mainly he will just want to try to gaslight his audience into believing him. I'm surprised that he hasn't actually gone, do you know, like back in 1801 when they first formed the government, they were like this and now they're going back to it. They have gone back to the days of this and this is not right. And then get everything completely wrong like he normally does. All the karma that he is racking up is coming straight for him. And it's glorious. It's beautiful. And I absolutely love it. I also don't know why he's using Israel in this. I really don't. It seems to be his go-to one. So I don't know why he's saying that they are the reason why that he's banned from entering the UK. They have absolutely nothing to do with it. But Hassan has been pumping out all the support for terrorism, so no wonder the UK doesn't want him at all.
Also, people were saying that this is unironically because of the slop tube videos, because we circulated all of his absolutely insane clips of him supporting terrorists, and they went so viral on Twitter that actual politicians started seeing it, and foreign governments started actually seeing it, and they're like, yeah, we don't want this extremist here anymore.
It wouldn't surprise me that a lot of the UK politicians have actually seen him and seen what he says, and they don't want him to be here. When I kind of look at Hassan, I generally think that he might be the American Tony Robinson, and they don't want something like that to happen. Again, just they don't want to have that whatsoever.
And if you remember last time, Hassan said that if the UK bans him, it's going to be a chain reaction where Australia, Canada, Germany, and many other countries will probably follow. And we already know that Australia banned Sneeko for similar reasons.
If England bans me, there's more legitimacy for Canada to try to do the same, like the same groups in Canada to try and do the same. There's more legitimacy for, Germany, certainly Australia, which I also plan to visit at some point. Who knows? Maybe it'll work. I mean,
I actually think that this would be a good thing. I mean, banning Sneeko was good. Like, generally, I think that's a really good thing too. But knowing that he has hate speech, that he's a terrorist sympathizer, Hassan, by the way, then they don't want him in the country. The main thing is that these countries are sick and tired of them. So they're putting their foot down and stopping this straight away before it even begins. If all of these countries just basically stop all of this, then they're containing everything. Before they get out of hand, Hassan can still set things up and talk to people normally. All you would have to do is just send a message to these people and still talk to them. It's not that fucking hard.
Israel is a fascist country, and it gets to enforce its bidding upon other countries. And in an effort to abide by the wishes of a foreign country like Israel, the Western liberal democracies that are supposed to protect and preserve speech, even if they don't have a First Amendment like we do here in the United States of America, they're supposed to have reason, like good reason. This is not one of them, right? This is not one of them. Being critical of Israel while effectively combating anti-Semitism is not a good enough reason to bar someone entry into the country. Ironically enough, one of my famous speeches that I delivered was at Oxford Union, which is what I was supposed to attend once again, where I warned the Western governments and I warned those who were worried about anti-Semitism that this dangerous association between anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism, this conflation between Judaism and Zionism, was going to create an environment where anti-Semitism would manifest.
Combating anti-Semitism. Buddy, you are so full of shit. Can you ever tell the truth? Is it just baked into your being that you have to lie? I'm convinced a witch has put a spell on Hassan that if he ever tells the truth, he will just spontaneously combust and just explode into a million pieces. Because why else would he just lie constantly and consistently like this? It's insane. Rabid anti-Semite here with the most anti-Semitic statements there is going, I'm actually not racist. I actually love all people, particularly black people, Asian people, brown people, Jews, Polish people. We all know his statements about those. Play the recaps.
Fuck this South Vietnamese. Why don't you go back and live in fucking South Vietnam in the same conditions? You are fucking cancer, okay? Go post a fucking clip about how much of a fucking white supremacist I am. Suck my dick. Black people care about the border. I don't give a fuck what black people care about. You fucking bloodthirsty, violent pig dog. I mean, he's Polish, so obviously he doesn't know how to do math.
So a lot of people say that the UK government are banning like free speech. You know, you put something on Facebook, you get arrested, and that's it. You know, it's the little things. But what people don't understand is the reason why that started happening was when we had people come over here and then stay in hotels. Then people were targeting them, standing outside those hotels and screaming, saying like, oh, if you want to do X, Y, and Z, then you need to come here straight away. And it was inciting violence. They were targeting people all the time, and everything just got out of hand. And that's the reason why a lot of the police went after people who were posting it on Facebook or putting it on Twitter. Hell, you even have MPs saying stuff all the time and getting arrested or getting away with a lot of stuff, but they're inciting violence. And then when they are questioned about this, they turn around and go like, nah, never happened, even though that they have the evidence right there. That's the reason why the police got called in. It generally feels like people think that if you posted something about Keir Starmer and saying that he was a wanker, then literally 30,000 police officers would be banging down your door and then dragging you out and putting you in prison for like 50 years or something like that. But yet when you look on TikTok or probably YouTube, that you can find songs that are calling him a wanker, and yet they're still around. They've not been taken down. So people just really want to incite this fear, this terror into people, saying that you can't say something like that, otherwise you're going to get arrested. If you don't say shit that is going to, say, incite violence, then you're pretty much fine. The way I'm seeing all of this is due to Hassan's lying. I think that he can't get out of things. He has to lie to keep things going, because if he doesn't, then his audience will turn on him. I also think that he doesn't remember everything that he has said in the past. I would imagine that if you question him, he wouldn't be able to remember, and he would say, nah, I never said that.
It's a 40-minute flight is what I meant. Politicians fly over there all the time for press stuff. Dude, what are you talking about? I had like actual things to do in the UK. It's so funny. You guys are like, dude, just swim across the canal, take a boat and enter illegally. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to risk getting deported and not entry into the country for 10 years. Can Jeremy Corbyn do anything about it? Probably not. I mean, I don't know. Dear Hassan Piker, your UK ETA has been canceled. This means you cannot travel to the UK without a visa. This is because your presence in the UK is not considered to be conducive to the public good. You cannot appeal this decision.
Oh, read it again. You cannot appeal this decision.
Now, Jeremy Corbyn wouldn't be able to do anything. He doesn't have that sort of power. He wouldn't be able to ask the Prime Minister or the rest of the government to let Hassan back in the country. All I'm guessing that he could do is talk about it, bring it up in the House of Commons when we've got everybody around talking about it, and ask the Prime Minister what his stance is there and then. But again, Jeremy Corbyn doesn't have that power, so he doesn't have the ear of everyone. But also, not being able to appeal this is really good. Normally, we British people allow these sorts of things to be appealed. We're super nice about everything. You know, if that got appealed, then Hassan would come over, we'd offer him a biscuit, a lovely cup of tea, and say like, oh, sorry about that, chap. So not being able to appeal this is a really good thing. Now, Pegasus brings up a really good point where he's talking about all the orbiters and how karma is coming for them. You have Frogan, Demons, Casey Tron, Noah Samson. All these people are being sued. They're being called out. And they can't get away with this anymore. And I'm so glad that we're all taking a stance on this. You now have Hassan being subpoenaed by the US government. And I know people are complaining in my last video about it. But If Hassan hadn't done anything wrong, then they would not have gone after him, would he? Everything is definitely coming at Hassan. And also, if all of this is true due to the slop tubers, and I'll add in the clippers as well, because that's really fair, then they're also showing what he's really like. And now the world is absolutely seeing this. And even if no one clipped him, if no one talked about him, he would get away with a lot of stuff, which is just absolutely shit. Now, one thing I think would be really funny and really shit at the same time is that if Dan Clancy was like, well, if the UK are going to be banning Hassan, then I'll make sure the UK feels this. And they just completely fuck over the UK scene just so that Dan Clancy can feel really good about himself. Asmongold jumped in and gave his thoughts.
My visa has also been revoked. We just found out.
You shouldn't have been supporting terrorist organizations.
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical?
Sure. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hassan.
We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do.
You decided to opt into the realm of supporting terrorism, and now this happened to you?
Nick Shirley can go, though, of course, because
Nick Shirley isn't supporting terrorist groups that murder and kill people. It's really simple, actually.
the UK that's like completely captive to the interests of pro-Israel advocacy organizations, like they are.
Is Japan? Japan categorizes Hamas and all of these people as terrorists. At a certain point, everybody that disagrees with you isn't Israel.
Straight up fucking fascism. That's it.
What makes it fascism? So if you don't let people that support terrorism into the country, it's fascism?
Are supposed to protect and preserve speech, even if they don't have a First Amendment like we do here in the United States of America. They're supposed.
Hassan doesn't care about freedom of speech. He doesn't care about any of this. He had no problem getting Nick Fuentes deplatformed. Never said anything about me getting deplatformed. Whenever he's talking about freedom of speech, he's talking about his freedom of speech. The moment that it happens to him, well, now it's different.
All very good points, to be honest. I feel like Hassan doesn't address his past and yet wants people to believe him more than anything. You can't go against what Hassan has said when he's got a love for terrorism, where he's promoting the wrong people, where he's creaming his pants because you have a Houthi pirate on stream when you want to basically gobble him down and say that he is just like Luffy. With closing out the video, then I find it's funny that he's been banned from the UK. I would imagine he wouldn't do anything that would benefit it whatsoever. Also, he wouldn't like the UK people, as we would rip him a new one and he couldn't take the banter. Didn't Hassan get offended that a guy in Ireland walked up with a picture of Kaya being shocked and then Hassan bitched about it for such a long time? If Hassan can't take Irish banter, then he would literally go home crying when it came to UK banter. But yeah, I really wanted to talk about it because I generally think it's really funny. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments and let's discuss. And while you're down there, why not hit the like button and subscribe, as I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And with that, I'll end it here.